All right, well, welcome to Life Team. Right after this whole year has a theme, and it's a theme, St.Anthony. Has anybody ever heard of her before? Okay, a couple people. She said this thing one time. She said, if you were what you were called to be, you will set the world on fire. And I love that quote. It has a lot of meaning when we breaking that open. High school was a time that I had a lot of questions about just everything. About life, about my future, about what I was going to do when I grew up, if I was going to marry somebody. But so high school, guys, was a time that I was looking for answers, for questions, answers especially about about sexuality, about the body, about everything. So this whole semester, I want to give you all a chance to consider some other answers, because raise your hand if you have had. Well, you don't have to raise your hand, just kidding. But I'm pretty confident that everybody in here, somebody's wanted to give them an answer about what's the right answer about this, or what's the right way to go about this life decision that I make, or marriage in the future, or not marrying in the future, or whatever it is. Because there's a lot of different answers, there's a lot of different people wanting to give answers, and my guess is like these two people are probably not the best two people to give you good advice. I hope nobody watched that, it was terrible. But guys, listen up. There's a huge problem in today's world. We want answers from all of these people. Maybe not Miley and Robin, but there's a lot of people that we look for answers for. Raise your hand. No, don't raise your hand. I'm going to stop doing the raise your hand thing. Sorry. But there's a lot of answers people want to give you. It might be good people like your parents or your teachers, or your friends or your family, and they have a lot of good, valid answers that are right, and that are going to make you happy and all this other stuff. But a lot of times our problem is we look just to people. I want to go and we're going to have a time of prayer, and we're going to have just a moment to just thank you and thank God for being here. But something that the God says in Psalms, and he gives kind of an answer to us trying to find this problem of asking people how to live. And he says this, he says, "O Lord," the psalmist says this, he says, "O Lord God Almighty, who is like you? You are mighty, O Lord, and your faithfulness surrounds you." A lot of us forget, and a lot of us don't know. And it's okay if you're one of those people that you don't know, even if God is real. If you're not sure God is real, if you're not sure that God is it might be real, but he's not good. If you're not sure about that, then you're in the right place. If you're somebody who knows that God is real, and I love God, and I love being Catholic, and I love Jesus, you're still in the right place too. But this is a place to ask questions. This is a place to ask questions. But the one thing I want to ask you that this year, this semester, you ask, give not just people a chance, but give somebody who's greater than that a chance, and that is God. And to the person in here that doesn't even believe in God, that's okay. But I want to just especially tell us to you that God is faithful, and I'm very confident in saying that you should ask God those questions, and we're going to learn how to pray together. We're going to learn how to ask God questions, how to look for answers in Him. And I'm confident in saying that you're going to find answers. It might not be tonight, it might not be next week, and it might not be this semester, but God, like He says in the Psalms, is faithful, and He's always going to be there for you. Because at the end of the day, those questions that we have about our life, I think one of the biggest ones is, am I loved? And every single person in here is loved, I'm sure, by a whole bunch of other people, but ultimately by God. And so I want you to be able to think about that, and think about whoops, wrong slide, not that one, don't think about them. They're weird. Think about what Jesus says in Luke. He says, "Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 small coins? Yet not one of them has escaped the notice of God. Even the hairs of your head have been counted. Do not be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows." So God gives us an answer. He says that there's a lot of people who want to give me answers about what to do with my body, with my sexuality, with my future, what I'm worth, if I'm worth anything, if I have any dignity, if I'm loved. But we have a God who is faithful, who loves us, who's going to look at you and say, not just look at you as a mass of people, because there's a lot of people in there. He's going to look at Anna, and he's going to look at Logan, and he's going to look at every single person in there, and he's going to say that that I love you, and I know you so well that I even know the hairs that are counted on your head, because I counted them. I made you, I created you, and I want to show you, I want to give you answers to the things that I have for you. So this night is about an invitation. It's about an invitation just saying, welcome to Life Scene. I'm super excited you're here. I hope that you keep coming back, because I think that this is going to be really good for you. But it's also about an invitation, whether you are questioning God or not, to see what He's all about, see what answers He might have. And just a quick thing, one of the things that we're talking about, theology of the body, I picked up a book when I was in high school and I was having those questions that was about this whole topic that we're talking about this semester. And it changed my look at what Catholic teaches as a list of do nots, don't do this, don't do that, thou shalt not. And it turned it into like experiencing freedom. So if you want to experience freedom, if you want to experience love, you're in the right place. I want to make sure you feel welcome and that you are loved. What does that mean for you as an individual? What do you have to do that? Not just you as a mass of people, but you as an individual. What I challenge you to do this week is start asking those questions. I want you to think, what is the purpose of my life? What am I maybe called to in the future? What am I called to right now? Am I loved? Do I feel loved? Am I experiencing actual love? Is there people who don't love me? And I want you to ask this question, does God love me? And ask that. Ask for God to pray, or pray to God and ask Him to show you that. And that's what I want you to do. And I want you to be able to invest in this year. I want you to be not the person who just comes to the fun social nights where you get to run around in the dark and run into people, I'm sure. But you the person who comes and actually wants to say, okay, God, what is this all about? Am I really loved? God, show me. And if you made that your prayer today, am I loved? God, show me. He's going to show up because He's faithful. He's going to show up because He knows you individually. What would that look like if you, sitting right here in your seat, you said, okay, I'm going to jump into this year. I'm going to jump into this semester. I'm going to look at what He has in store for me. I might not even believe Him, but I'm going to give Him a chance. What would this room look like if you did that? What would this youth group look like if you decided to give God a chance this year? What would your families look like? What was your high school look like if you actually really gave God a chance? If you said, okay, God, show up. Okay, God, show up. I think that this would be it already is an awesome place. This is a great youth group. Y'all are wonderful people. But I think it's going to transform, this youth group is going to transform the Woodlands High School, College Park, Magnolia, Montgomery, Oak Ridge, Klein Oak, all the different high schools that you go to. Any others that I missed? Conroe, okay. And all the private schools for Saudi, Concordia, all that kind of stuff. It's going to transform all those places if you give God a chance. And so that's all we're asking for you to say is, okay, God, show up. And we're actually going to have an opportunity tonight for God to show up. We're going to have a time just to dedicate this whole year to Him and just say, make that your simple prayer. God, show up in my life. And we have an opportunity for what's called Adoration of the Blessed Sacrament. Has anybody gone to Adoration before?
Way